Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 3 biggest objections that you will come up against when you're trying to sell your courses, your coaching programs, your services online, and how to overcome them to land the deal. Let's get into it. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Penberthy. I'm the founder of AdClients.com, where we help you create, launch, and scale your online courses and your coaching programs, and I'm pleased you're here. So if you're watching this video, chances are you have some kind of product that you sell online, course, coaching program, service, some kind of product, and when you are making the offer to a potential client, you're going to come up against some resistance. Not everyone is going to be ready with credit card in hand to just part with their cash for your product. Most likely, there's going to be some resistance. When that resistance comes, it's usually going to be in the form of one of these 3 things. And I want to share with you from experience how we handle these 3 things. Listen, my coaching and training company right now does anywhere between 3 to 5 million every single year. So we're not rookies at this. We're not just finding our feet and figuring this out. This is tried and tested, and I want to share with you what the 3 things are and how to tackle them. So the first one is this. What we have found is one of the biggest objections is money. You're talking to a potential prospect who might become a client, and you hear the words you don't want to hear, which is, I can't afford it. Now, there's really 2 outcomes here. There's 2 ways that we go. If they genuinely do not have the money for your products and services, then there's a certain way that you handle that, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But first, and this is really important that it's first, you need to figure out if this is a genuine situation where they can't afford it, or if this is an excuse, if this is a cover-up for something else. It might be that they're fearful about moving forward. It might be that there's a lack of trust with you. It might be that they just feel uncertain about moving forward with you, and they can't even articulate themselves what that is. So it's just easier to just say, look, sounds great, but I can't afford it. So we've got to ask the right questions. We've got to dig in to figure out what is the root of the reason they're saying that. Is it really money, or is it something else? And if it's something else, then we need to work on that. We need to spend some time there and see if this really is the right thing for them, because you've got to put the prospect first. You've got to make sure that if you're trying to sell someone, yes, we can use sales tactics and all that kind of stuff, but at the core, you've got to make sure it's the right thing for them. So we've got to find out, what is their resistance? Why are they calling the money objection? And is it something that we can overcome, or is it not? Now, if it really is that they genuinely can't afford it, your program is $5,000, they do not have $5,000, they have no line of credit, and if they even tried to scrape a bit of money together, it would take food off the table for their family. How do we handle that objection? It's very simple. We do not enroll that person. Okay, you're not going to find advice from me that you will from other sales trainers, that you just got to try and take everyone for any penny that you can. I think that's ridiculous. You have to do what's best for the client. If they can't afford it, forcing them to find some money is not the best thing for them. So they haven't got the money, genuinely, then we move on. And what you can do is you can build in systems and processes during your sales process, okay, to weed out those people, to save you the time and save them the time, and never even get on the phone. That's a big topic in and of itself. Perhaps I'll do another video on that. But if it's the money objection, and it's genuinely the money objection, then we politely, get off the phone, we wish them the best, and we do not force that person to join. The second one is fear. Fear can absolutely grip your potential prospects and clients, and you need to know how to properly find your way, navigate through that conversation to lead them to the best thing for them. If you're on the phone with someone and you have figured out that what they need is exactly what you've got, and they are just stuck in this place of fear. They don't want to part with their money. They're fearful about moving forward. They have tried to find solutions before, parted with money, and not seen the result. Now they are resistant to moving forward again. What you've got to be very careful that you don't fall into is buying so much into their story that you say, okay, yeah, no problem. All right, well, thanks for your time. See you again soon. Or they say, hey, let me think about it for a week or 2. And you say, yeah, no problem. You go relax, get back to me when you're never going to hear back from that person. What you have to get good at in your enrollment calls and when you're talking to potential clients is coaching them through their fear. For some of these people, that is the kindest, best thing that you can do for them. And if you've built relationship with this prospect before the phone call, and if you've built relationship with that potential prospect during the phone call, you'll have the luxury of being able to have a conversation in a different way than just throwing candy over them and saying, yeah, everything's gonna be okay, here's a pillow. Instead, we can actually coach them through their fear, find out why they're fearful, and if we can figure out the root of their fear, we may be able to help them, coach them out of that fear to a place that is actually the best thing for them, which is inside of your program. And number 3 is trust. If you have any hope of converting strangers into high-ticket paying customers or clients, you have to build a high level of trust, because that is a big reason why they will not join your programs. You could have a phone call with a potential client, it could sound like it's going well, and at the end of the phone, they don't move, at the end of the call, they don't move forward, they don't enroll, they don't part with their cash, they don't come into your program, and it's because there wasn't enough trust built between you and them. And in one sense, this is understandable, right? You have a product, you have a course, a coaching program, whatever the case may be. There is a gazillion and one other people that offer an almost identical thing to you. Yours is better, of course, but there's other people that offer something very similar. They may have even tried other programs before, parted with cash, and not gotten the result. So of course there's going to be some resistance with parting with some more cash to join your program, and a big obstacle that we need to get over is that trust. And I'll tell you something, and this is a really, really good tip if I dare say so myself. The trust is not just built on the phone. Sometimes people think that the way to close deals, the way to sign up clients is to do the phone call in a certain way that you build trust so that then they enroll. Yes, there are things you can do there. But I think a bigger portion of that trust, that know, like, and trust, is actually built in what you do prior to the phone call. If you're using a webinar, what is the content in your webinar? Are you positioning yourself correctly? Are you doing something that I call displayed understanding, where you're making sure they feel understood, that you know their problem? Once they book a call, what are you doing in that book a call process to build more authority, to provide more goodwill, to provide more value, so that they come to that phone call jazzed up, excited to speak with you? As opposed to them thinking, oh, I've still got this problem, here's someone else that says they can help. All right, let's speak to them and see what they've got to say. We want to change that whole phone call, that whole narrative, to where they're excited to speak with you. And if we can build that trust before the call, they're far more likely to move forward. So those are the 3 biggest objections that we find when closing new clients into our courses and our coaching programs. And hopefully that is helpful for you. If it was, go ahead and do me a favor, hit the like button on this video, drop me a comment. We love hearing from you here on the channel. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the bell notification. We put out a couple new videos every single week. And if you want help with that last one specifically, the building of the trust, making sure that you're setting up those phone calls in the right way so that they're ready to join your programs as they come through. If you do not have a consistent flow of new people to speak to about your products and services, then you need a webinar. A highly effective, highly profitable webinar presentation that does all the telling and selling for you, and you just have some amazing phone calls and enroll some clients. I have a resource called the No Pitch Webinar Blueprint. It is my free gift to you. It maps out exactly what to say and do in a webinar presentation to take someone from a stranger to a ready-to-buy high-ticket client. It's absolutely free. There's a link in the description box. Go ahead and click on that. Check it out. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in a future video.